Wellington for the dream start.
Welcome to another episode. My name is Dean Vass. You can find me on X at #Kangas, Instagram, #Kangaroos Podcast. Tonight, we are here to review the girls and business as usual for them. I'm joined by Claire Cossack. Claire, thanks so much for coming on. But we may as well just touch on the men's program at the start here. We've been rocked with a bit of news in the last few hours that our captain, probably not the only captain in the competition that wants out of his club, but there is rumours circulating. Mitch Cleary did report it this afternoon that his management is seeking trade options for his possible future, looking for more midfield minutes. Claire, should we be panicking that our captain wants out, or should we be embracing this that our captain wants out?
Like everything in life, Dean, there's neither good or bad. It's sort of a little bit more nuanced. So I guess, yeah, I found out after work, so around 4-ish, 5 o'clock. And I first processed it. I was a bit shocked because actually I'd just been on the roof shop looking for some gear, 50% off, and I had Jai's face flashing in front of me. So, a little bit shocked, but also, he's clearly stated that he wants midfield minutes. I think it's a sign of our development and growth as a football club that he's kind of been, taken out of that mid-rotation with Sheasel, LDU, Wardlaw, obviously getting a go. And then, ideally McKercher for the future, Luke Parker going in there. We've got Tom Powell, think he might be on the wing, Bailey Scott. I think we've got plenty of centre-bounce midfield options. Unfortunately, Jai has been pushed out. But if he wants to seek, greener pastures, then good luck to him. Like I sort of said on Twitter, I think he's a nice guy. I think he's acted as a really good servant for the club during a pretty chaotic time for us. And if he wants to seek better opportunities, then that's fine. And I honestly think it could be a win-win. I think it could be a win for Jai to establish his career somewhere else and taste maybe a bit more success, and then also a win for us in the sense that maybe offloading Jai could see some really good draft picks come our way, or ideally free up some cash to go for some key backs, which I think is what we desperately need, Dean. So yeah, it's a nuanced sort of question. I just hope that in the next couple of weeks where this all unfolds, I hope that the relationship between the club and Jai remains healthy and professional, because I think I've seen how poorly it can play out in the media with someone like Zach Merritt and Oscar Allen. So I really hope the club does its best to facilitate the trade. So it becomes both wins. But what about you, Dean? How are you feeling about it?
I can understand it from his point of view. Look, I was very public early in the year that maybe we should look at trading him because he is getting stretched out of the midfield. He is playing that high half forward role. I thought his last few weeks were quite good on the wing. He actually looked really good playing that role, and I thought that was his position for the future. But obviously he doesn't agree with that. And look, at the end of the day, if no player is bigger than the club, and if they want to leave and look for better opportunities, we're seeing that with Zach Merritt, and it seems quite public that he's asking for a move. Inflatable Cactus is going with the caps lock. She says, "I'm not happy, Dino. This is disgraceful. It's not fine. It's a piss weak, selfish move. I hope we never talk to him again." Well, we haven't heard from him. We haven't heard from him yet. So, look, it just could be management. We haven't heard from the actual player yet that he's asked for a trade or anything like that. There are a lot of rumours, and things could settle down next week. He might just sit there and say, "Look, I'm quite happy to stay." You never know. So, at the end of the day, players have got to look after their best interests. It is a business. At the end of the day, clubs aren't loyal to players as much as people think. So, should players be just as loyal to clubs as well? And like you sort of said, Claire, if we can free up his salary, I think he's on 900,000 for the next 4 years. So that's a lot of money for a player that's playing on a wing, possible wing, high half forward. It's probably unless you're a premium A or B grade player playing that midfield, like an LDU who's on big money. He's probably on close to $1 million a year. Harris Sheasel, possibly in the future George Wardlaw, we hope. Then that's the nature of the business. And yeah, I'm not emotionally attached to him. I understand people that do get emotionally attached to football clubs and so forth, but I think at the end of the day, if I was an AFL footballer and I was in his position, yeah, that's then you have to do what's in the best interest of you. Inflatable cactus keeps coming in here, so burn your Simpkin badges. And she says, "Okay, got to go. Take care, peeps." All right. Well,
Okay.
it's good to have you on.
Yeah, you know what? I like it. Between us two measured responses, it was nice to have someone that was throwing gasoline on the fire.
And there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a bit of passion as well.
Oh yeah, and look, at the end of the day, that's what supporters. Footy is built on tribalism, and it's built on that pride of your club. And I get that. I get that there's supporters out there that are sort of really dismissive of Jai now and sort of saying, a big F you to Jai. And I get that's a part of football. But, yeah, I guess for me, you and me, Dean, it's the caper is that it's a business, it's a workplace, and I didn't stay in my workplace for my entire career because...
I'm the same, yeah.
Yeah, and I think, at the end of the day, captain or not, and I was pretty bullish about this with Horne-Francis as well, and anyone at North that we've traded is... It's not a case of whether you're the captain or whether, you're a fringe player. I think if you can facilitate the move and a win-win for both the club and the player, then go ahead, because no one's bigger than Arden Street.
No.
So, yeah.
Exactly. No, exactly. Well, I will be talking more about this in the next day or two. I'll be doing a lot more talking about the men's program, but we are here to review the girls. And business as usual for them, Cleve, beating the reigning grand finals by 29 points. Brisbane Twitter has gone into meltdown. They aren't the powerhouse they once were and are now playing the victim, Claire.
Yeah.
It's been interesting, isn't it? It's good to live rent-free in other people's heads at the moment.
Yeah, I tell you what, Dean, it's a bit of whiplash from going to being pitied in the men's and then to being envied in the women's is quite crazy, especially coming from Lions supporters, considering that they've been in the last two grand finals and also been... I think in the league's history, I think they've been in 4 or something grand finals. So to turn around and say, we're dominating the league and they're not doing anything for us and they're protecting us as a club, I just think that's laughable, considering that North Melbourne invested in football in 2009 and then got its license in 2019. You kind of got to laugh at that sort of stuff. So I had a bit of fun with some supporters, and I don't take them too seriously, but. No. I think that the wheel is turning now, that people are starting to, even Kate McCarthy went on and said, we're in a league of our own and we're sort of, it's almost impossible to beat North at this point because people are kind of understanding and recognising finally the amount of, dedication and effort and even the recruiting of our women's program. It's like I said, it's the best in the country. And I mean that because of our VFL program going back to back. And also, our women's program, the AFLW, are 17 in a row. So for me, to have those two sides represent us, that to me says that we are the best women's AFL program in the entire country. So, yeah, no wonder we're being envied, Dean. We are the best of the best at the moment, and people come for you when you're at the top, I guess.
Well, look, let's talk about players that have come across, because that seems to be the conjecture that we seem to be rating other clubs' players. That's why we're so successful. But
yeah,
we've got Isla Sheeran, who is someone I really rate. That's come in the last year. But we paid a high price for her, first round draft pick for a 32-year-old.
Yeah,
very good player. Libby Birch. I didn't think she had a great year at Melbourne in the last year, but she's reinvented herself, and that's pretty much about it. That's all we've got from other clubs. Let's talk about some players that we've got out of the scrap heap. Eliza Shannon couldn't get a game at the Hawks, out of contract at the end of the year, and just does a job week in, week out. Courageous player, and I'm glad she wears the number 11. Talia Randall has gone from a ruck defender to the most imposing big forward in the game. Was a fringe player at the Lions. Vicky Wall from Ireland. Blahin Bogue from Ireland as well. Second leading goal kicker in comp with 11 goals, And Tessa Boyd. Now, the 2 games she played, she looked really good. 28-year-old. Anyone could have picked her up out of the competition. It just goes on and on. Jazz Ferguson.
Yeah, I was going to say Jazz. from the VFL.
Yeah, Collingwood's VFL team.
Yeah.
It's not our fault that we take this a little bit seriously than some
Exactly.
other teams.
That's exactly right, Dean, mate. Ash Riddell was overlooked in 2 drafts.
Yeah.
She's now probably, the only person that's better than her is the person she's getting handball receives off, which is Garner, And
Yeah.
I think watching the game closely and speaking to a friend who is a neutral, just an AFLW lover, but, a neutral, and we're talking about the game, and he's of the opinion that it's not only the fact that North have gotten good, it's somewhat the deterioration of other clubs and their legacy. So what I mean by that is, I watched Conway on the weekend, and Conway, still has a lot of value, but was a star maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Like, no one could catch her on the wing. She was the template for what you wanted every winger to play the game. If she's not gone backwards, she's definitely plateaued in her development. She's not the same player.
I think she's gone a little backwards, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, she was looking for frees. She was slow off the mark. She got tackled by Bogue basically in the goal square. She took a bloody 2-kilometre time trial down the wing and didn't bounce the ball at once. I'm not going to go into the charity free kicks that Brisbane got because we'll be here all day. But yeah, what I mean to say is that North have got better by properly investing in their program, by recruiting really well, and by, taking players who and they see promise in and developing them as well. But in the opposite hand, I don't think clubs like Brisbane have done a lot of work in terms of propping up their list. Like, I'm looking at their list in front of me now on the computer, and there is essentially from their inaugural year and from them drafting, there's only 3 players that I've seen on their list that have come from different clubs or different sort of situations. So my question to other clubs that are challenging for the premiership, what are you doing? What is the 4-dimensional chess that you are doing in order to get better? Because we know what North is doing. They're recruiting really well and they're investing. Like, Blaytheen Bogue literally didn't play a game all last season, but just prepared herself for 2025. That's the sort of, commitment that the players have to this game. Whereas, everyone, like I said, Dean, everyone has access to Ireland. So what's their excuse when it comes to recruiting really talented Irish players like Vicky Wall and like Blaytheen Bogue and like Erica O'Shea? Yeah, it's not as if they don't have the same access to these talent pathways as we do. So, yeah, it's a little frustrating when they come for that. But, I think internally the club would know that they've done so much growth with players like Craven, Eddie, Elise O'Loughlin, girls that they've drafted, that they've put time and energy into as well. Gat as well. Unfortunately, she's going to be injured for a lot of this season. But yeah, Amy Smith, I know she's a father-daughter, but Sean Smith has been dedicated to AFL Women's. He actually coached Jazzy and Jenna over at the St Kilda Sharks in the VFLW program. So yeah, for me, North are getting all the dividends for actually investing in women's sport well before it was popular and well before it was even, an agenda on the AFL boardroom. So I'm proud of that. And if other clubs want to come for us, then maybe they need to start copying what we do.
Well, yeah, maybe put a little bit of effort into their program and their teams and their lists build as well. So, yeah, no, look, and I'm happy to live rent free in other people's heads and get them frustrated into our program because it wasn't long ago that everyone was talking about Brisbane, Adelaide. No one could catch them, and now everyone's talking about us. And the gap seems to be widening each week now. I think Jacinta said the other week that even if other teams formed an all-star team to take us on, they wouldn't beat us. Yeah, and that's probably fair enough. I mean, you look at that midfield, Garner back, and she looked a little proppy on her ankle.
Yeah.
But a 70% Garner is still better than 99% of the next best player in the competition, which might be Ash Riddell.
Yeah.
She had 25 touches, 9 tackles, 5 clearances, and a goal. Riddell, 34 touches, 5 tackles, 472 metres gained. Mia King, and she gets undervalued so much, this girl. 32 touches, 10 tackles, 8 clearances herself. I think she's a top 15 player in the comp. I was talking to an Essendon supporter on Saturday about this, and I said she would be the best player at Essendon. She would be a better player than Maddie Prespakis if she was at
easy.
Essendon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah,
no doubt in my mind. My biggest thing with Mia King is that I'm a little worried that Tassie are going to offer her bucket loads when they come into league, if they come into the league at this point. But Yeah, 'cause she's a local girl down there, but I think Launceston. But yeah, she's top tier. I mean, even the development of Ruby Tripodi this year, I'd easily put Ruby probably in the top 30 in terms of it's the damage that they do with the ball. Because when you look at disposal, right, I think about score involvement and efficiency. I think, and that was a clear difference for me on the weekend. Like, again, in terms of plateauing or regression, I had a really big look at Ali Anderson's game. And mind you, she's won a league best and fairest. So this is a prime, midfielder. And I just thought what she did with the ball versus what even a Tripodi or Mia King does with the ball is so different. And what I mean by that is North are able to go inside and outside, and most of our midfielders are able to know when to switch and when to sort of go outer or to spread, or when to kind of look inboard in the contest and feed it out. And I don't think many other clubs in the league know how to do that yet. Yeah. And yeah, I just think Mia King, probably again, only because of the fact that she's playing with such premier midfielders, she does go a little bit underrated, I guess, considering what she can do and what damage she can kind of create, especially when she can kick goals as well. Like we've seen her a couple of weeks in a row get on the scoreboard as well. So she can kind of dip forward and play a half forward, rest there and get on the scoreboard as well, which is pretty impressive.
I mean, yeah, you mentioned Ruby Tripodi. The back line, it gets undervalued as well. Libby Birch has turned her career around after a pretty disappointing last year at Melbourne. She seems to have found her role at the club this year, almost playing as a spare in the back five. Considering we've had a few injuries in that back line, she's come in and really played a big role for us. And obviously Sarah Wright not being available for the first 5-6 weeks as well. She's really come to her own. I think Jasmine Ferguson is the type of player that the AFL men's program needs. Just that lockdown defender just does her job. That's just plays on those big forwards, takes them out of the game. We had Tessa Boyd come in, and she was a very good player as well. There for a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, she's gone with back spasm. Erica O'Shea gives us a good run. Emma Carney doesn't look like she's lost much of a step. She did get run down a couple of times though.
Yeah, I think she was so hungry in front of goals. Like I saw her get run down just inside 50 or going in, and she was looking like her eyes lit up at the goals, and she thought, why not have a lick of the ice cream? So. Yeah, no, but I love it because I think no one hates Brisbane more than Emma Carney. Like she just
you could tell.
Yeah, she despises them. But I reckon she loves the contest. So even when she's getting clipped and bloody, brawled with, I think she secretly is like, I live for this sort of stuff. Like this is the best. I'm a little surprised that Spark didn't cop a bit more.
I was just about to say that. She should have got weeks for that.
Yeah.
She didn't have any eyes on the ball.
Nah.
It was good Emma Carney got straight back up, but still, that was a dirty play. That was trying to take out the player. But that should have been a 3-week suspension. Yeah,
I did think it was worth at least one. I had a couple of friends text me and be like, do you reckon? And then I saw that with the match report, there was no nil report, so I thought that was a bit odd. But that kind of goes with the whistle that Brisbane got that game, to be fair. But yeah, I did think, but to me, that kind of was a sign of you got nothing in the tank. You got nothing left to give, so you've gone dirty. And that was the same with Dakota as well. You got nothing left, so you've gone and you've lowered your colours so badly that you've decided to sort of go that sort of aggressive, overcompensating sort of style of footy. And in the end, it was the scoreboard that did the work. And there was a point of time where I think they were within maybe 10 or 16 that I thought, oh, okay. But then I think it's when we kicked that coast-to-coast goal from Tess Craven's bullet past Jasmine Garner. Jasmine Garner wheeling over the top, sensing the play was on, and Bogue kind of picking it up and kicking it, chipping it over to Randall in the goal square. So I thought, okay, I need to breathe now. I was worried for a couple of seconds, but again, North restored my faith. And look, there were a couple of interesting calls I thought that Brisbane got in front of goal. But that seems to be the case with us, Dean. Collingwood got.
I think we're just too good that they feel sorry for the other teams. And
honestly,
it almost feels like that. Like some of those calls are ridiculous, especially last quarter.
Yeah, the one where they got the Nessa Dooley player to get that mark. I thought, geez, if that played a mark, I would have kicked 1,000 goals.
She missed it anyway.
Yeah, I know, but I was just thinking to myself, what are we doing here, guys? We can't be paying that. Not in a professional league of football. Like this is not it. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, pretty dominant performance by us again, and yeah, showed the way in terms of the gap between. And I, like, again, this is going to sound really arrogant, but I don't even think for large parts of the game that we got out of second gear. Like,
no, I thought we were scrappy early, and it was still leading a quarter time. I thought that was a stupid 50-metre penalty give by that Brisbane defender. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, Jade Ellinger.
Yeah, that's right. Against Randall, that was just stupid. That would have been about 20% chance of kicking that goal from there. She's just giving her up. And it just creates momentum for the opposition.
100%. And like, even with the fact that it would have been after the quarter and she would have had to kick it without playing on. So therefore, yeah, she would have been lucky to score a point, I think. And
Probably, yeah.
And then to be walked into the goal square, I just think, yeah, poor decision making. And also then you've taken away all the sort of work that you've done that quarter to keep yourself in the game. I thought Courtney Hodder played well.
She's a good player.
Yeah, she's a good player. She kind of terrifies me. Whenever she gets the ball on the outside, she's got the pace to absolutely burn you. And also, she's really hard at the contest. She'll tackle you and she'll go at you all day long. I think she's got a big ticker. She's got a big heart, that one. So it was good to watch her. But other than that, honestly, if someone said, you're trading spots and you want to take the best of the Lions and the best of North and form a team, the only player I would have taken out of their list is probably this Hodder. I think we covered them pretty well, to be honest.
Nah, look, I think our midfield, like Ali Anderson's a good player, but should be playing minutes like Ruby Tripodi. If she came in, we wouldn't be the number one midfielder.
Nah.
That's for sure. I think Jazz McGarner's got that covered pretty well. What do you think of the commentary, Claire? It looked like it wasn't much commentary. It looked like what's her name? Abby Holmes was actually trying to coach and was very frustrated with the Brisbane Lions.
Yeah.
And they were so fumbly, and it was had nothing to do with North Melbourne. It was just like what Brisbane were doing and how poor they were.
Yeah, it was so funny. No. It was so funny because, at the start, though, she was saying some nice things about us. And I was like, oh, this is ominous. I think we're going to lose. I genuinely was like, oh, if Abby Holmes is saying nice things about North, then something's in the water. And then just after that, Jazz kicked that. She sprayed that goal, I think, because of the wind. And I was like, oh, no, something is going to happen here and we're going to have the slip up. But then, of course, we prevailed. Yeah, look, I think commentators look at our matches now and say, how do we even begin to commentate and keep it balanced and keep... Because this is another thing. I think the AFLW would be looking at us and saying every time North play or they televise it, they're sort of thinking, well, no one's going to watch it if North win by 10 plus goals. And I think they were really hoping that with the grand final rematch, especially up in Brisbane, that it would be a lot more closer than it was. So, yeah, I agree with Abby, though. I do think a lot of the girls have lost a bit of their hunger and a bit of their, the Brisbane girls. They've lost a bit of desperation and they've lost a bit of, like, I watched their key forward. Oh, what's her name? Smith, is it? Is it Taylor Smith?
Yeah, Taylor.
I just thought you got to have a bit of grunt about you, girl. Like, you got to, in comparison to Sheila and Randall and that, domination of how they have that presence in the forward line, I was thinking, what are you doing? You're a bit of a cat, Smith. You got to go hard.
She's a bruise-free footballer, that's for sure.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And look, I've got my qualms about Dakota. I don't love it, but at least she has it. She digs in. Like, she's a bit of a show pony, and she's to me, I think she's a downhill skier in some aspects, but she'll give you a bit of biff and she'll go back at you and she wants to win. Like, there's a contest in her. She's got a bit of a dog in her that she's got a point to prove. Whereas Smith is the opposite. She's a cat. She's not presenting. She's not got the, I don't know what it is, but that key forward energy that you need to bring to the contest time after time. So I could understand why the commentators were being very frustrated with Brisbane because, to be honest, they were quite frustrating to watch. Apart from a couple of their mids, like we spoke about with the Ali Anderson and Hodder and I think Laura O'Dwyer had a stinker in terms of her disposal efficiency. She was okay, but normally they get a lot of run and curry out of her, and they didn't get nearly as much. Conway, stinker. The Spark sisters, very average.
Yeah,
And I mean,
they've regressed, haven't they?
They've regressed. I mean, Jade Ellinger's goal was good, I'll admit, but she was making up for the one that she gave away with Randall. So, and I don't know about you, Dean, but I noticed that when North kicked a goal, they sort of clapped, they shared high fives and they acknowledged that the goal was kicked and moved on. Whereas when Brisbane kicked a goal, it was like they'd stealed it, the grand final rematch. It was very odd how both the teams responded to different, the different types of, it was very odd. Anyway, look.
Yeah, we don't overdo the celebrations, that's for sure. We just go to the next contest, whereas other teams, you haven't seen Collingwood every time they kick, they kick their first goal and they're doing little, little signs to each other. How good are we? Almost like 10 goals down or something. And you got gifted a free kick. In front of the goal to get it. So
it's a bit different. Whereas like when Ash Centra got that free kick against us last week, the week before, and she walked in, there was no smile or anything because she knew it was charity. She knew she's a smart footballer. She's going to be a gun at Ash Centra, and it'd be interesting if Collingwood could hold on to her. But that's a whole nother discussion. She's welcome at Arden Street in 2 years' time. That is. But I think how some teams kind of crack on with their celebrations is a real indication of where they're at, I think, personally. But, anyway, food for thought about that one.
I'm trying to think who the second best team is in the competition at the moment because I still think the Crows could pose a little bit of a challenge. They've still got Hatchard and Marinoff in that midfield. They're big bodies. But they are, I mean, what have they won? They've only won 3 games, haven't they, or something?
Yeah.
They've dropped a couple.
They've dropped a couple, and I think they've got key injuries. I know Eloise Jones is out. I think Munyard has done something. And I also think because they have a harder run, in terms of they'll probably play all the finalists and they won't get as cheap, like the cheap ones, as much as other clubs do. It was interesting on the weekend because I thought Melbourne were pretty bullish this year, but they've obviously lost to Port. And then
they should have lost to Collingwood too. So
exactly.
Not should have, probably could have lost to Collingwood.
Well, they're a bit sus. Yeah, they're not as nearly. When I'm looking at the ladder, it says North obviously, then Melbourne. Carlton will be interesting. I think Carlton will look. I think will win, but I think they'll still try to be a little bit more creative. Carlton, like I'd like to see them because the Carlton of old have been very dour and pretty despicable to watch in the way that they can't transition the ball properly. And I think they've finally got their midfield worked out and they've got a big key tall target in Sophie McKay down there, someone to kick to, which I think is good and brings the Crummers in. But, I don't think they're our biggest threat. Swans I was interested in, and now are they frauds? I don't know, Dean.
I don't think they were as good as they thought they were in the first 4 weeks. They hadn't beaten much and they got smashed by Collingwood last week.
So I don't know whether they're on fraud watch as well for my thing. And then Hawthorn, obviously, I don't know. I mean, they've beaten Brisbane by a couple of points. They've beaten Carlton by 2 points. They lost to Crows, so they're sort of up and down. And then I think Cats will come good towards the back end of the year. I think
they're okay. Yeah,
I think they're okay. I think that they can match well up on us. I think we're still quite a bit better, but it's hard to say. The gap between 1 and 2 is fairly big at the moment, I would have thought.
Oh, look, it seems to be huge, to be honest with you. You mentioned Carlton, so the Super Clash against the Blues this week. They're being improvers this year, 3rd on the ladder. Probably the biggest surprise pack of the comp, I would have to say.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, absolutely.
They beat Brisbane away as well, so, I mean, that's a fair effort.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, full credit, because I think maybe it's taken them 10 seasons to maybe realise that it's worth investing in the women's football. Or maybe they just got a couple of father-daughter selections.
Yeah, well, they've got the Mackay daughter. She's pretty good in the midfield.
She's good. She's up and about. I quite like her. She was, really interesting to watch. So, it's going to be interesting on the weekend. What are your thoughts?
I think the good thing is if they go in a shell, then forget it. They're not going to, they're not going to get close. But if they play the way they've been playing, they're trying to be attacking and take the game on a little bit. They can certainly put a little bit of score on. That's probably the other way. Look, we're still a better team than they are, probably 5 or 6 goals at least. And a lot of things would have to go their way. And it is supposed to rain this weekend, so that probably brings it down a little bit. But I still think we'll get them, quite comfortably because nothing against Carlton. It's just we're a fair way in front of the next competition, next team in the competition. What about yourself?
Yeah, I think, I mean, to quote Kate McCarthy, which I never thought I'd do, we're a class above. We're in a kind of league of their own sort of situation at the moment. Look, I think another thing that the Brisbane Bears supporters haven't acknowledged is we actually have copped fair few. I know all teams go through injuries, but, Emma King didn't do a preseason. Like, she missed 95%. She's doing scrimmages. She did scrimmage in Melbourne this or last weekend. So she's fighting for fitness. Tess Boyd back, Sarah Wright, personal reasons. Then you got, obviously, Gat that's going to be out for a bit of time. Garner was on the bench for all of 1 week. But, I think the only way, it's sort of like that meme where the kid puts the stick into their own bike and falls over. I think the only way North Melbourne can be beaten is because of North Melbourne's maybe like injury list or things like that. I think they're the only people that can beat. I think that North Melbourne intra-club matches at the moment are probably the highest highest level that you can play at in terms of the competitiveness. So I think it's about keeping a healthy list, a healthy mindset. And it seems like to me with all the press conferences that Crocker does and the players, it's all about week to week. They're they're very focused and being present in each game and not getting too ahead of themselves. So, I think Carlton will put up a pretty good fight. And I think, considering our previous matches that we've played, I think it's been over 10 goals that we've won by. I'd imagine, it might be less than that. But, I could see it being around the 6 to 7 goal mark this week. And I'm hoping potentially with the injury of Gat, I'm hoping for a debutante Dean. I'm hoping for Ella, I think it's
Slocum.
Ella Slocum. I'd really like to see her get a nod into the team. But fingers crossed for that. I'm not sure if that's... Because you could easily put Amy... Because if you put Gat out, you're really looking for, she plays a very attacking wing role. So I don't know whether we move the jigsaw around and put Craven and Smith on both wings and rotate and then use a high half forward or something like that. I don't know. What are you thinking in terms of selection?
I think if Boyd's fit, I think she comes in to the team because, I actually rate her. She looked really good.
She does.
And I think Eilish Sheeran will go up to the wing as a third winger.
Oh, okay.
She can't play that role. She's actually been a really handy recruit in a lot of areas.
She's a gun.
Garner didn't play. She went in the midfield.
Yeah.
And she's played everywhere pretty much, half back, on the wing as well. So I think she goes in as a third winger. And she's a very good attacking player as well. Can break a line, good skills. Just a handy recruit.
She's a gun.
Add more depth. So I think that's a possible change. I'm not too sure. Look, I'd love to see a debutante. Alice Slocum, or we had that Irish girl that played the game, Mangan, I think it was. She actually looked pretty good.
She's got pace. Yeah,
definitely. So, maybe she could possibly come in. They could put Erica O'Shea up to a wing as well if they wanted to try that. But, look, there's so many options. I don't think it's going to make or break or, make too much of a difference. I guess, the question is Emma King. Now, she's been emergency probably the last 2 or 3 games. She can't get a game, can she? Probably because what's in front of her as well.
Yeah,
you did mention that she hasn't had a pre-season, so that doesn't help, I guess.
No, I don't think it helps when she's not, to my knowledge, not 100% match fit at the moment. I mean, this is the thing. Who do you squeeze out? Rennie's like I said. I think Rennie.
Yeah, you rate her.
Yeah, I rate her so highly. I think she's the best ruck in the business in terms of the experience and her understanding of the game. She's a bit older. I think she's 30, 31 as well. And I just think
she's 30 now,
she just understands things like her tap work, her contested work. Sometimes she can also jump in and add that element of being a fourth midfielder in there as well, which is crazy. And also, I mean, shout out to Kate Sheila, who's probably had one of her best games, I would say. You know, it's pretty tough that she probably wouldn't poll. I would have given three votes to King, two to maybe like a Sheeran, and maybe a couple to Bogue or Randall. But Sheila is just magnificent down there. She's been able to play a bit of pinch hitting ruck. She's been able to open up the forward line, great leadership, clunk and marks. She's incredible. So yeah, unfortunately, Kingy is in that position where it's hard to find a spot for her, given you can't take Bogue out of the side at the moment. She's on fire. She's our leading goal kicker. So, you know, it would be hard for us to take that talent out of the team. So, look, it's good to have selection headaches. That's always the position you want to be in. But yeah, unfortunately, someone like Kingy is probably on the pine for a bit, and I still think she's still maybe 1 or 2 weeks off being 100% match fit, according to the note to the scrimmage. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, because she's obviously a premiership ruckman as well, so she'd be valuable to have back in if need be, I would have thought.
Oh, definitely. We should get a game in any other team in the competition. I've been interested just watching West Coast, and Liz McGrath has been pretty good in the ruck for them this year, and she was playing. I don't know how many games she was emergency for. It felt like every game she was on our list. She was emergency because she just couldn't get a game ahead of Reddy and she probably would have got that opportunity this year with Hetherington getting a couple of opportunities as well. She probably would have got a game this year, a couple of games, but she's making a good name for herself at West Coast.
100%. And look, out of all the coaches that you want to be coached under, honestly, being a young player under Daisy Pearce feels like the best way to develop your football, to be honest. You know, I think it's a great environment for her, and good luck to her. Like I said, I've been pretty public on all things. I'm really happy, and I'm really proud of all the women that have played for North and wherever they are. And you know, whether you're Cashy or Bateman, or whether you were Bannister or Aileen Gilroy, like, you know, once you're a North girl, you're always a North girl. But yeah, I hope Liz McGrath's having a really good time in WA. It's good weather over there, so hopefully they can notch up a couple more wins, and she can develop as a player that she wants to be.
I remember a couple of years ago when I was talking to Jace Garner, and I sort of said, it was during pre-season, I said, who's a player that's really stood out in pre-season? She said Liz McGrath. Yeah, that was a couple of years ago now, and she said, she's a very good player. She just can't get the opportunity. So, interesting, and that's coming from the GOAT herself. So but I've got a few questions here. Now, I had plenty of time today, so I have a few questions here for you, Claire, as far as like statistics go. So, I'll go through them with you, see if you can name them. So, there are only 4 players in the comp that have had 100% game time in each game this year. We have one of them. Can you name it?
Oh, yeah, it's got to be Jazz Ferguson.
It is Jazz Ferguson. Yeah. So Libby Birch is 99%. So I thought you might have gone Libby Birch first. But
I know. I just know sometimes she can rotate off. But I know Jazz.
She did on the weekend. I've seen her on the bench.
Yeah, I think that's what reminded me of. I saw her running to the bench, and I thought, "What are you doing running to the bench, Libby? Why do you need a breather?" I know Jazz is on 100% all the time. She loves it. So yeah, Jazz Ferguson.
Yeah, no, she's she's a good little player. Now we have one player in the top 5 for tackles inside 50. Oof. She's equal third on average in a comp with 2.8 tackles inside 50 per game.
Wow.
Who is it?
I'm going to go Talia Randall.
Incorrect. I'll give you a couple more guesses because I'll have one more. And then
I'll have one more. Again, just for the studio audience at home, I'm not looking at anything. Tackles forward 50, averages. Sheila loves a tackle. Randall loves a tackle. Is it O'Loughlin? It's not my girl, is it?
No, it's not your girl. And it's not a girl that's known for her forward crash. She's a midfielder.
Oh, okay. Is it Bruton? No. Is it Riddell? She loves a tackle.
No, but you're getting closer.
Okay, yeah. I mean, look, I'll be listing the whole. Is it Mia King?
No, the other midfielder, the GOAT.
The goat, Jazzy Garner.
Yeah, 2.8.
Oh, the ghost. Okay,
Yeah, that was a tricky one. That one.
I was gonna say that's actually quite yeah, it's hidden in that one. I wouldn't have thought. I mean, look, she's a gun, so I'm not surprised she's number one tackler. But good on her, Jazzy. She can do it all. That woman, honestly, she might just captain both men's and women's by the time I went through.
I wouldn't hold her against her, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love to see it personally.
Then again, the game spends about 80% time in our forward half, so it makes sense that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, with the ball's always down there and she's playing mid, she's got equal opportunity to tackle. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I like these questions. Then keep them rolling. I love them.
All right, we have 2 players with 100% goal accuracy this year. They have kicked more than 1 goal as well. Can you name those 2 players?
Well, it's got to be Bogue, right? One of them.
No, she's missed one.
Has she?
Yeah, I think she's missed one too.
Riddell's missed one. Is Bruton one of them?
Yeah, Jenna Bruton's kicked 2 straight. She kicked 2 straight on the weekend, so
yeah, she was and so she's one of them. Set shot on goals. Alice has been a bit all over the place because she loves the snap, but set shot's not great. Who have we got down there? Not Bella Eddie. She's been a bit.
That's not Bella Eddie.
No, I was gonna say. Think. So it's actually, is it Mia King?
That is Mia King. 3 goals straight. So yeah, very good.
Good on her. Love that.
Yeah. So that was actually pretty good. I thought she's not going for the midfielder. She's going for the forward. So you did well to guess that one. So.
Yeah. Well, no, I knew Bruton kicks 2 straight on the weekend because I made a joke about how I think she
kicked a nice banana, like the one that was about 30. Yeah, that was a good finish.
I couldn't believe, outside of the foot banana, I turned to my partner. I was like, this is annoying because this is why Jenna is so good, but she'll live in the shadow of Jazz. Like, Jenna's elite. And then I made a joke that she was teaching Jazz how to kick goals, and then Jazz kicks the next.
Well, she was an inaugural Best and Fairest winner.
Yeah, absolute gun.
She was our best player, probably first couple of years, but
yeah.
And unfortunately, she's had a couple of injuries since then. Last couple of years, but she's still a quality.
She's quality. She's just she's absolute quality. I'm still trying to get her a Bondi Sand sponsorship though. Between her, Ruby Tripodi, and Erica O'Shea, they are tanned up every
day. Elisa Watkins gets a good tan.
Yeah, she's in the spray tent before. They're the club needs to do something about that because you could get a good sponsorship deal there. But anyway, that's not bad for me. I'll take that. One last question to go. Is that right, Dean?
I've got 3 actually.
No, okay. The more the better. Love.
Who is coming second in the competition per game behind Harriet Cordner for intercept possessions per game?
Okay. Look, I'd go Libby Birch.
She's 4th in the competition.
She's 4th? Okay. Because she plays the speb. Actually, you know what? Is it Eliza Shannon?
No, she's 11th.
Okay. Who else plays down back? I want to say Sharon, but she
hasn't played the last couple of weeks.
Oh, is it Boyd?
Yeah, Tessa Boyd. 90 intercepts per game. I think she got 14 in her first game.
Yeah, her debutante game was incredible, wasn't it?
She's a classy player.
Yeah. She's good. She's real good, and she just, she doesn't hesitate. I remember she got her first touch, and she kind of sold a bit of candy and played on or something. Like she's a legit player. That's interesting. Good on you, Tessa Boyd. If you're out there listening, we believe in you.
I already told you who's coming 3rd, so that was going to be my next one, but I already told you that it was Eliza Shannon. She's 11th overall, 7.6 intercept possessions per game.
Yeah, she's a gun.
And I'll just give you this last one. Who is our leading disposal efficiency player in a team who has played more than 1 game this year? Because she's going 80% this girl, but Nicole Bresnahan just played the 1 game. She was at 100%.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Flash. It'd be good to see when Flash is back out there. So they've played over 1 game, and they're at what disposal?
80%.
80% by foot and hand. I'm gonna go Tess Craven.
No, it is not Tess Craven.
Okay. She's a gun. Her foot.
Yeah,
skills
her
are
skills are very good.
Oh, they're unreal. That bullet
I don't
pass.
know what happened with that goal. It looked like it went through for a goal.
Yes,
one
that,
and-
yeah, it did, didn't it?
And then it bounced back in. I was thinking, what the hell's going on? Is that a
I
goal?
know.
Because there's a player on the line didn't touch it. I thought, it's a goal.
Yeah,
And they just
I
kept
was the
playing.
exact same. And because of the great camera work of Channel 7, it was just on Tess Craven celebrating. And then it was so funny. I hope someone stitches her up with that because she celebrated and then realized.
Oh, I was celebrating too. I thought, beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I was
kick.
off the couch, and then she sort of had to, put the leg between the tails, her head between her legs, because it was obviously a point in the end. But okay, I've got to focus on this question. So, 80% of disposal efficiency. She's played more than 2 games.
She's played every game this year, if that helps.
Oh, okay. She's played every game. Jeez, that's decent by disposal efficiency then. I'm gonna look. It's not a. Is it maybe like a Gat or a Smith? Because I'm thinking the midfield sometimes you can turn it over a bit, but then Sheeran's been good too as well by foot and hand. Let me lock in Amy Smith.
No, it's a defender. If that helps.
Oh, okay.
It generally is defenders when they.
Yeah, I know. They've got a bit more time setting up and chip kicking it around.
They usually just chip it in the pocket.
Yeah, totally. They do the classic Luke McDonald, chip it 15 minutes.
Yeah, safe play. Yeah.
Safe play. And you're like, okay, but we still need to get out of the back pocket, Luke McDonald. Yeah. Oof. Leave Jazz. Well, who kicks out for us? I'll test it on the weekend, but is it Sheeran?
No, it's not Sheeran, no.
Oh.
I'll give you one more guess.
Yeah, give me one more guess, because now it's just, I'm trying to think of who else. You got Shannon, you've got...
I'll give you a hint. She went at 100% disposal efficiency in the grand final last year. If that helps.
What?
The only player on the ground to get 100% disposal efficiency.
On the grand final last year?
Yeah.
Wow. It wasn't, because Carney... Geez, that's a good effort to go by 100. But then did they have a limited time on the ground? Because going at 100 is insane. Erica O'Shea.
No, it's not her. It's Jasmine Ferguson. So.
Oh, okay. You stitched me there.
Yeah, you thought it was going to be someone different, didn't you?
Yeah, so, I thought it would be a different answer. Okay. Yeah, Jazzy Ferguson. Okay. Well, 80%. That's elite. Well done, Jazz. We love.
Yeah.
Who was the one that So she went at 100.
She's the only player on the ground in the grand final to get 100% disposal efficiency.
Wow.
Not that she got a heap of the ball, but still, she did a couple nice things. Yeah.
Jeez. Oh yeah. I wonder whether she knows that. I reckon she'd be.
I told her when I interviewed her last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
she didn't really care. So. What she's like. She's just very laid back.
Yeah, she's very, I remember watching the one where you had her and Bella Eddie on, and they're both, that's another thing I think a component about North is they're so selfless. Like they're very much just all about the team. How do I help out? How do I play my role? And how do I get better? And I think that's another, I guess, secret ingredient as to why the club is so successful, because it demands selflessness. And I think that's what all the players give to it as well. But, yeah, that was a good one. Good question. That was a brain scratcher, that one.
No, thank you, Claire. Jasmine Ferguson had a contract at the end of the year too, Claire. So I'll have to get her back on, see how that's all going.
Yeah. Look, she
won't leave.
She's a shin boner through and through. And I guess that's another thing that people keep on asking as well, is people sort of saying, North haven't been rated yet. I'm like, well, that's also a testament to the club culture and the fact that, Alice O'Loughlin gets thrown cash at her and she still wants to stay at North. So good players want to play at good clubs, ultimately. But yeah, hopefully Jazzy signs on. I mean, she's vice captain, so look, that's not to say that captains this week haven't walked out of our club. So
anything can happen. But
anything can happen. But Jazz, if you're listening, we love you, and we'll buy you beers and Roo shop vouchers if you stay.
I'm pretty sure she'll stay, even without the actual temptation of getting Roo vouchers at the shop.
Yeah, look, she might say no with my 10% membership code. I think I think she's got better reasons to stay. But yeah, no, good. That's got some good questions.
No, thank you, Claire. I appreciate that. You going to be at the game this Saturday for the Super Clash?
Yeah, sure am. I'm hoping for good weather.
It doesn't sound good. I've
No.
heard 13 degrees and rain. That's the last I've looked at it. But
Uh,
that can change pretty quickly in Melbourne. So
Yeah, true. 4 seasons a day. Yeah, no, it's going to be a chock-a-block footy weekend for Melburnians. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to get down the game. It's nice to have a home game, being back on home deck. So yeah, and I think we don't get a couple in a while. I think we're at Windy Hill the week after, and then down at Tassie for a bit. So
yeah,
be nice to get to the local. I'm begging for them to play a home game against Essendon at Arden Street. We still haven't played them at Arden Street yet, but anyway, we'll beat them in Windy Hill. We'll beat them Arden Street. We'll beat them on the moon at this point.
we'll beat them anywhere. We'll beat anyone wherever anyone wants to play. So
exactly, any place, any time. But yeah, look, I've just looked at our last match against the Blues, and it was 1-4-10 plays 12-7-79. So 60.9 point win. I think I'm pretty bullish that we will continue our streak. But I say this for the betterment of the cop. Ideally, the gap does get a little bit closed, and ideally, Carlton are able to score and do a bit more damage on the scoreboard than 10 points this game. But that being said, I've watched North Melbourne lock in, and no one hates giving goals away more than that back line. They get filthy. They get so angry. You can watch Carney. When Carney gets a goal kicked, she just looks like she's ready to kill someone. So I dare say that they'll be pretty frugal with how they operate that back line on the weekends.
Oh, look, I think, now don't quote me on this, but the last time we conceded 2 goals in a row was round 2 last year against Geelong. That's the only time I can remember. So yeah, we don't concede scores. I think on the weekend was our highest score we conceded was 5 goals 6, and we still managed to kick 10 goals. So so it didn't really matter in the end. But that's just how bullish our back line is, and how much pride they take in everything they do back there. They don't like conceding goals, and if Carlton want to kick less than 1 goal for this week, it wouldn't bother me, to be honest with you, Claire. I'd be happy with that. So,
I don't
care about the competition. I just want to win. So, let them worry about it.
That's fair. No, that's the competitive edge. I don't mind either. I mean, I prefer very much so that we win by a lot. But also,
no one cares about our men's program, Claire, that we've lost about 120 games or last 140 or something like that. So, why should we care about other teams that they can't keep up with us?
You know what, Dean? Truer words have not been spoken. I just wanted to say F them. I won't use the slur, but F everyone else. Let's just enjoy our success,
100%. It's not going to be here forever. And
exactly.
We'll appreciate it a lot more. It's definitely a fun team to watch, and that's all we can ask at the end of the day. And most memorable about that game last year against Carlton was the first time we met in person, Claire.
It was, yes. Yeah. I remember, because I remember turning to you when I said I'm nervous, and you said we're up by 7 goals.
That sounds about right, Claire.
And I think the Oracle, actually, credit to you, Dan, as the Oracle, I think you striked again last week, because we won last, like you said, North by 28 points, and I think we beat Brisbane, was it by 29?
Yeah, 29. Yeah,
that's pretty decent from the Oracle.
It's not bad. That's not bad. So, one off, a bit disappointing, but I'll try and be better this week. So,
I was going to say, well, let's lock in an answer. What do you reckon the margin's going to be this week?
Because of the rain, about 31 points.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I did joke with a Collingwood supporter when we were playing Collingwood that the best defender Collingwood had was the wind.
Without doubt.
And maybe the best defender Carlton will have this week against us is the rain. So 31 North. I'd put us at that as well. Like, I'd say 26, just because I think we might be a bit spray in front of goal, and it might be wet, and it's about midway through the season. What is it? We're coming up to round 5. Oh, okay, yeah. About halfway through the season. And we're just carrying a few. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they potentially rest Vicky Wall this game. I would really love to see a potential debutant. So, I think there might be a few little changes in the team lineup that might lead to a potentially. Look, I still think they'll win, but maybe they'll try a few different things and ultimately win by about 27 points. I would have thought.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout there, Claire. So yeah, I think especially with the rain and the umpiring, they seem to go against us all week, Claire. So not that we care about that because it doesn't really make that much of a difference.
Nah.
But I think we'll still be far too strong. And nothing against Carlton. I just think we're that much better than the next team in the competition. So that's just how it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. Any final words, Claire, before I let you go?
Yeah, look forward to seeing everyone on the hill for a drink. And just a bit of a yarn about North. And hopefully we can just pack out Arden Street. I know the girls get a lot of energy when we're there, and they really thrive off it. So hopefully, irrespective of the conditions, that we can put on a good show at Arden Street on the weekends.
Definitely, and I'm sure those girls will. They haven't let us down for a long time, Claire. So
no, they haven't.
We'll certainly back them in. Well, Claire, thanks so much for coming on tonight. I'm sure I'll chat to you next week. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll see you at the game.
No, it sounds good too, Colette. And thank you to everyone who tuned in tonight. Don't forget, like, subscribe, leave a comment, do all that fun stuff. Sorry I haven't been around the last couple of weeks. I was in Albury last week and the internet reception was shocking, so I couldn't record. But I'm back this week, back better than ever. That's it from me. I'll be back probably tomorrow or Thursday, talk about the men's program and what's going on there. That's it. Bye for now and go Roos.